Highly unacceptable.
Yeah, not good. And I had to really prove my dad wrong, especially with Namwa, because I had failed once in the restaurant business, and I had to go back into corporate and then wait for this opportunity to come back. But Dad, I'm like 30, 31, I'm about to get married. Like, I got this one bullet in the chamber, and if I don't fire it, I don't know if another opportunity like this is gonna come again. So I did it, and like one of the main things was to really prove him wrong.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
Creativity, patience, and just work ethic. Like I
Sure.
love working hard, and these are the things that I try to instill in my kid, sitting right next to you. Right?
Yeah, what's up, Ryan?
How you doing, Ryan? You playing games? Okay.
Wow, you finished it already.
Nice. So yeah, I bring him to work, just so he can see what I'm doing. And, I might get a lot of like crap for saying this, but I think that the generation between us and him, it's a little different. They're very like that, like in front of a screen. Parents maybe have done a little better for themselves, and they don't know the struggle as much. So I make it a point to bring him with me constantly to just show him what's going on at work. He helps out with some of the like minor, boxing and little detail stuff.
I know what you're talking about. I was like
Yeah.
that with my dad. I would help him out with all the minor little things I can.
Yeah, so this is me trying to just build some work ethic in him, because that's exactly how I grew up. Like my dad, had a restaurant, a supply store. Like he was supplying restaurants with like a Costco for restaurants. And I would go on the weekends to help him and like move boxes and bring things to customers' cars. That was my teenage years, growing up, and I think that's what gave me just the edge as far as being an entrepreneur and a businessman.
There's something very inspiring about seeing your parents work. And I know for me, personally speaking, watching my dad hustle, get up at 6 a.m, go to the restaurant, prepare, and just from 6 a.m. to 10 at night when he closes, and then afterwards he would have to clean the restaurant. Right?
Yeah.
And I would take naps in the middle of the day in the office that they had in the back. And when we get home, it'd be pitch black and it's already midnight. I'm tired. And my dad lets me sleep in. And at 6 a.m, I hear him singing, showers up, and he just can't wait to get ready to tackle the next day. And what I thought to myself was, why is he so happy? I mean, this guy barely slept, worked his tail off. I mean, he's jumping in between being a cashier and going in the back cooking and then taking care of customers. Some customers want him to come out so he can speak to them. And he's taking orders on the phone. And I just thought to myself, this is crazy. This is absolute. And then when everything's done, he turns into a janitor. So you're an entrepreneur, janitor, chef, everything. And the way it makes me look at it, when I was a kid, I just couldn't believe it. And watching my dad, I thought he was Superman. To me, he was Superman, watching him. And when I told my dad at 12 years old, I was like, hey, Dad, what do you think if I go into the restaurant business? And he says, no, no, not for you. Not for you. He's like, I'm working this hard so you don't have to.
Yeah, I remember having that same conversation. Not at that age, but when I decided to embark in food and beverage or hospitality, his comment to me was like, "You're crazy. We work so hard to put you through school, and this is what you want to do, run a restaurant." And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I love hospitality. I love feeding people. I love that hustle of, and I think earlier in my career, I use this example, which was, I love buying something for $1 and then add a little value and then, or cook it, right? Buy some food for $1, cook it. Now I sell it for $2.
You're a food flipper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, food flipper.
And
Flipper.
I that's the example I use, and I'm like, yeah, I love that making money mentality,
And
that's-
renovating food.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
and that's been with me for the last 20 years. Just trying to figure out what to do to make money, because I took that route, the school route, and like the white collar job route, and it just wasn't, similarly to you guys, it's just not for me. It wasn't for me. I mean, I can do it, but
Right. But you have, it'll be eating away at your soul.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Like a
and
piece of
and
you.
like I'm so glad I didn't like conform, right? And interestingly, I think for myself is, I think what I did is very normal now. Like in especially in like Asian culture, where, oh, you go to school, you should get a job, you should be a doctor, lawyer, blah blah blah, pharmacist. I think breaking that mold these days is actually very common, more so than when we were growing up or when I was growing up, because back then, from my parents' point of view as an immigrant, that was not cool.
Highly
Like,
unacceptable.
yeah, not good. And I had to really prove my dad wrong, especially with Namwa, because I had failed once in the restaurant business, and I had to go back into corporate and then wait for this opportunity to come back. And I remember my dad saying to me, dude, like, you're taking over this restaurant that pretty much is like on its last legs. It's grungy, it's grimy.
Namwa, right?
Yeah, Namwa.
Mhm.
And the last 10 years Uncle Wally's been running it. Like it's just his like hangout spot, and he'll do some movies and serve a little food, but he owns the building. So you're in for a rude awakening, like taking this over. I'm like, but Dad, I'm like 30, 31, I'm about to get married. Like, I got this one bullet in the chamber, and if I don't fire it, I don't know if another opportunity like this is going to come again. So I did it. And like, one of the main things was to really prove him wrong. And luckily, with a lot of hard work, I proved them wrong tenfold.
How did you have that conviction, though, having already failed once,
Yeah, I just
to get back in the fight and actually win?
Yeah, I just disliked working for someone. I couldn't do it. I had that taste of freedom the first time. So to roll the story back a little bit, like in 2007, I had opened a little like coffee shop bakery on the outskirts of Chinatown. And I did that for 3 years, but I was never able to make ends meet. Like, I would make a little bit of money, it's fine, but I'm there like your dad, 6 a.m., open up, bake the bread, get the meat marinated, open for service, close at 6, 7, be the janitor, get the stuff ready for the next day. And it was 7 days. When things got a little better, okay, I bring on another person, and now we're breaking even. Or like when business is not as good and I've got an extra employee, now we're losing a little money. I was never able to really
Get it to take off.
And it was just right there at the just breaking,
always
getting
just good
by,
enough.
getting by. There was, but like I remember saying to myself, man, like, all right, I just paid myself whatever it was, but if I divided it by the hours I worked,
Oh boy.
shit, it's like $5 an hour or
yeah,
something
slave
like
wage,
that.
huh?
Yeah. But I was so into the fact that I was my own boss.
Yeah. And I saw that in my dad's eyes every single
That's
day.
why he was so happy, whistling in the
He
morning,
was so happy.
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost didn't matter. Like I didn't care. Like, so what? I'm making $5 an hour. So what? I'm just happy I don't need to listen to anyone. I don't have to listen to the man. But fast forward to the Namwa thing. I was given the opportunity, and I thought the timing of it was perfect. I was just about to get married. I had completed a couple of like just life goals, which was to participate in a marathon. I did a bunch. I did like over 10. To do a triathlon. I got up to doing a half Ironman. And I think personal goals, I was like, all right, I got these things under my belt. And now it's really time. Like wifey's like on the side, like, all right, the wifey side I've got, life goals I've got. I got to focus 110% on this restaurant thing, because if I don't, it's going to eat at me for the rest of my life. And you know what? If I fail, at least I tried, and I can put that in my back pocket. I'm like, yo, I did it. Didn't work out. All good. Back to the grind, back to the 9 to 5, and let's wait for the next opportunity.
But at least you have closure.